Hey everyone, welcome back to Fact Media. Today, we're diving deep into one of the hottest topics circulating in political circles. Pete Hegseth as a potential Secretary of Defense. What would that mean for the Pentagon, U.S. military policy, and the future of defense under a possible Trump 2024 administration? Stay tuned because we've got all the details. Segment 1. Who is Pete Hegseth? So, who is Pete Hegseth, and why is everyone talking about him? For those who don't know, Pete Hegseth is a well-known Fox News host, a decorated military veteran, and a strong advocate for conservative values. He's been in the public eye for years, especially as a commentator on Fox and Friends, but his journey started long before the bright lights of television. Segment 2, Military Service and Rank. Pete served in the U.S. Army National Guard, where he rose to the rank of major. His military experience includes serving in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Guantanamo Bay. Hegseth has been awarded several medals for his service, including the Bronze Star Medal for his efforts during Operation Iraqi Freedom. Talk about a resume, right? But it's not just his military experience that has people buzzing. It's his strong opinions on national defense and his alignment with former President Donald Trump's policies. Segment 3. Pete Hegseth as Secretary of Defense? With rumors swirling around a possible Trump 2024 presidential run, there's been speculation that Hegseth could be tapped to serve as Secretary of Defense. If this happens, it would be a major shakeup for the Pentagon. As someone who's been vocal about issues like wokeness in the military and the need for a stronger defense policy, Hegseth could bring a whole new perspective to the Department of Defense. But what exactly would a Hegseth-led Pentagon look like? Analysts say that he would likely push for a more aggressive stance on military readiness, focus on combating China and Russia, and prioritize issues like border security. Segment 4. Trump's defense strategy.
World War II and the founding of the United Nations, we are once again engaged in a great global struggle. We have waged a fierce battle against the invisible enemy, the China virus, which has claimed countless lives in 188 countries. In the United States, we launched the most aggressive mobilization since the Second World War. We rapidly produced a record supply of ventilators, creating a surplus that allowed us to share them with friends and partners all around the globe. We pioneered life-saving treatments, reducing our fatality rate 85% since April. Thanks to our efforts, 3 vaccines are in the final stage of clinical trials. We are mass producing them in advance so they can be delivered immediately upon arrival. We will distribute a vaccine. We will defeat the virus. We will end the pandemic. And we will enter a new era of unprecedented prosperity, cooperation, and peace. As we pursue this bright future, we must hold accountable the nation which unleashed this plague onto the world, China. In the earliest days of the virus, China locked down travel domestically while allowing flights to leave China and infect the world. China condemned my travel ban on their country, even as they canceled domestic flights and locked citizens in their homes. The Chinese government and the World Health Organization, which is virtually controlled by China, falsely declared that there was no evidence of human-to-human transmission. Later, they falsely said people without symptoms would not spread the disease. The United Nations must hold China accountable for their actions. In addition, every year, China dumps millions and millions of tons of plastic and trash into the oceans, overfishes other countries' waters, destroys vast swaths of coral reef, and emits more toxic mercury into the atmosphere than any country anywhere in the world. China's carbon emissions are nearly twice what the U.S. has, and it's rising fast. By contrast, after I withdrew from the one-sided Paris Climate Accord, last year America reduced its carbon emissions by more than any country in the agreement. Those who attack America's exceptional environmental record while ignoring China's rampant pollution are not interested in the environment They only want to punish America, and I will not stand for it. If the United Nations is to be an effective organization, it must focus on the real problems of the world. This includes terrorism, the oppression of women, forced labor, drug trafficking, human and sex trafficking, religious persecution, and the ethnic cleansing of religious minorities. America will always be a leader in human rights. My administration is advancing religious liberty, opportunity for women, the decriminalization of homosexuality, combating human trafficking, and protecting unborn children. We also know that American prosperity is the bedrock of freedom and security all over the world. In 3 short years, we built the greatest economy in history, and we are quickly doing it again. Our military has increased substantially in size. We spent $2.5 trillion over the last 4 years on our military. We have the most powerful military anywhere in the world, and it's not even close. We stood up to decades of China's trade abuses. We revitalized the NATO alliance, where other countries are now paying a much more fair share. We forged historic partnerships with Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador to stop human smuggling. We are standing with the people of Cuba, Nicaragua, and Venezuela in their righteous struggle for freedom. We withdrew from the terrible Iran nuclear deal and imposed crippling sanctions on the world's leading state sponsor of terror. We obliterated the ISIS caliphate 100%, killed its founder and leader, al-Baghdadi, and eliminated the world's top terrorist, Qasem Soleimani. This month, we achieved a peace deal between Serbia and Kosovo. We reached a landmark breakthrough with 2 peace deals in the Middle East after decades of no progress. Israel, the United Arab Emirates, and Bahrain all signed a historic peace agreement in the White House, with many other Middle Eastern countries to come. They are coming fast, and they know it's great for them and it's great for the world. These groundbreaking peace deals are the dawn of the new Middle East. By taking a different approach, we have achieved different outcomes, far superior outcomes. We took an approach, and the approach worked. We intend to deliver more peace agreements shortly, and I have never been more optimistic for the future of the region. There is no blood in the sand. Those days are hopefully over. As we speak, the United States is also working to end the war in Afghanistan, and we are bringing our troops home. America is fulfilling our destiny as peacemaker, but it is peace through strength. We are stronger now than ever before. Our weapons are at an advanced level like we've never had before, like, frankly, we've never even thought of having before. And I only pray to God that we never have to use them. For decades, the same tired voices proposed the same failed solutions, pursuing global ambitions at the expense of their own people. But only when you take care of your own citizens will you find a true basis for cooperation. As president, I have rejected the failed approaches of the past, and I am proudly putting America first, just as you should be putting your countries first. That's okay. That's what you should be doing. I am supremely confident that next year, when we gather in person, we will be in the midst of one of the greatest years in our history, and frankly, hopefully, in the history of the world. Thank you. God bless you all. God bless America.
If you remember,
God bless
Trump's time in office was marked by a focus on rebuilding the military and increasing defense spending. Bringing in someone like Hegseth, who has been a vocal supporter of Trump's America First policy, could signal a return to those priorities. Think stronger borders, a more assertive stance on China, and less focus on woke policies that Hegseth has criticized. Segment 5, Personal Life and Background. On a more personal note, Hegseth is not just a military man. He's also a family man. He's married to Jennifer Rochett, and together they have 7 children. Yes, you heard that right, 7 kids. Talk about managing a busy life. Hegseth is also a Princeton University graduate, proving he's got both brains and brawn. Segment 6, Controversies and Criticisms. Of course, No public figure is without their controversies. Pete Hegseth has faced criticism for his outspoken views on the woke culture in the military, his strong pro-Trump stance, and even some heated moments on Fox News. But love him or hate him, there's no denying he's got a huge following and a significant influence on conservative politics. Segment 7. Current Defense Secretary and Potential Changes. Currently, Lloyd Austin is serving as the Secretary of Defense. But if Trump were to win the 2024 election and decide to appoint Hegseth, it would be a dramatic shift in the leadership at the Pentagon. This move could redefine America's defense strategy for years to come. So, what do you think? Would Pete Hegseth make a good Secretary of Defense? Could he bring the changes Trump supporters are hoping for? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on the latest political news. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Enjoyed this deep dive into Pete Hegseth and the buzz around him possibly becoming the next Secretary of Defense? Follow us on Instagram and Twitter for more behind-the-scenes content and updates.